Sigma males have indeed attracted attention recently, piqued the curiosity of many, but left many incomprehensible. Despite their growing popularity, misconceptions about Sigma men are still perpetuated by societal assumptions and prejudices. These assumptions often lead to misunderstandings, fueling arguments and disagreements that stem from a failure to understand the complexity of the Sigma personality. In fact, Sigma men navigate the world with a unique approach, charting their own path rather than following it. Social norms. Their independent nature and reluctance to conform can sometimes be misinterpreted as aloofness or defiance, when in fact they are simply being themselves. However, this individuality often requires scrutiny and criticism because their actions deviate from the expected trajectory. The incomprehensibility of Sigma males can be attributed to several factors. Some people may not have met Sigma men before and thus rely on stereotypes or preconceived notions to fill in the gaps in their understanding. Others may judge Sigma men by their outward behavior without being able to delve into the motives and complexities that shape their character. It is important to understand that Sigma men operate on different wavelengths and value introspection and personal autonomy over social principles. Expectations, their preference for solitude or selective social interaction, is not a sign of a lack of interest in others, but rather a conscious choice to develop meaningful connections on their own terms. When we examine the 9 ways society perceives Sigma men, it becomes clear that many of these findings stem from misconceptions rather than truth. By dispelling these misconceptions, we can foster a better understanding and appreciation of the diverse personalities that exist in our community zone. Society believes the Sigmas are hiding something. Society believes the Sigmas are hiding something. People often think that Sigma men have some kind of hidden agenda or dark secret because they seem mysterious and don't talk much. They assume that these men are trying to hide something or avoid certain topics. However, this is a misunderstanding of the Sigma personality type. These men value their thoughts and opinions, but do not want to discuss their personal lives or share their opinions unless they feel it is necessary. Sigma men do not feel the need to constantly express themselves in order to be heard and understood. Many of them choose to remain silent until the moment is right. This does not mean they are hiding anything. They just like to listen more than talk. Although this behavior may seem strange to some, it is just part of Sigma's personality. They are still open and honest with their friends and loved ones, even if they don't feel the need to constantly talk or explain themselves. For Sigma men, silence sometimes speaks louder than words too. Society thinks that Sigmas are individuals who did not become alpha males. Some people mistakenly believe that Sigma males are simply those who did not become alpha males. However, the truth is that Sigma men have different personality traits that are not necessarily related to a hierarchical social structure. Sigma males may not be the most popular or outgoing individuals, but they still have power and success. Unlike alpha males, their ambitions are not driven by the need to dominate or be the center of attention in a group. Instead, they are driven by personal goals and dreams. Their ambition manifests itself differently than alpha males. They do not try to prove their superiority or compete with others for power. Rather, they seek to pursue their own interests and succeed on their own terms. So, while it may be tempting to see all Sigma males as alpha repulsors, this is a misconception. The difference between Sigma and alpha males is their inner motivation and goals. Sigma males are not interested in conforming to hierarchical structures or proving themselves. They prioritize independence and personal fulfillment. Ultimately, Sigma males stand on their own and have no desire to fit into any given hierarchy. They are not motivated by the need to prove their worth to others. 3. They act arrogant and think they are better than everyone else. Many people think that Sigma men believe they are better than others and are too proud of themselves. However, this is not accurate. Although Sigma men have strong self-confidence and self-confidence, this does not mean that they lack respect for others or believe that they are superior. The misconception is that Sigma men do not understand or appreciate unique qualities. Rather than having an actual superiority complex, it's important to understand that Sigma men simply follow their own path and do what they think is best for them, without having to prove anything to others. They understand their value and waste no time in apologizing for it. However, this does not mean disrespecting others or feeling superior to others. Sigma men have a different approach to life than many people. They express themselves honestly and directly, which may seem arrogant or even awkward to those who are not familiar with this behavior. They prefer to speak clearly and say what needs to be said instead of pleasing others. Instead of understanding where Sigma men are coming from, people often mistake their behavior for arrogance. It is important to understand that Sigma men are simply true to themselves and their values, and do not intentionally try to outdo others. 4. They are pointless troublemakers who are always looking for trouble. Some people believe that because the Sigma male chooses to live independently and does not follow normal social rules, he must be looking for trouble or trying to cause trouble for himself. Statement Sigma men, however, do not deliberately break the rules or question the norms. They just want to do things their way without feeling the need to fit a certain mold. They have their own values and beliefs that may not be compatible with others. Although Sigma men can sometimes appear rebellious or unconventional, they do not intentionally cause trouble or seek attention. They just keep to themselves and live according to what they think is right. 5. Since they hardly ever smile, it looks like they are not happy. Some people think that Sigma men are not happy or friendly because they don't smile a lot, but that is not true. Many Sigma men have a great sense of humor and are fun to get to know. They don't always show their emotions, so they can seem happy or hard to approach. But when you get to know them, you'll see that they can enjoy life just like everyone else. They just don't want to show their emotions too much, and that's okay. Sigma men may seem serious, but they still know how to have fun and enjoy life. You just have to be patient and understanding to see this side. They don't pretend to smile or act too happy when they don't feel it. They take life as it comes and enjoy the important moments, even if they don't seem excited on the outside. So even if they don't smile often, you can't always tell what they're thinking or feeling inside. 6. They like to be alone and avoid socializing with others. Although they sometimes like to be alone, Sigma men still enjoy being with others. It just takes more time for them to make friends and interact with people. Sigma men can take time to feel comfortable with others, but once they do, they make really good friends. They need their space and freedom more than most people. They don't always want to be with others and often want to be alone. Sigma men tend to have a small group of like-minded friends and form strong bonds with these friends. They may not be the most outgoing, but that doesn't mean they don't want to be around people. They just have their own way of dating. They don't want to depend on others and want to handle things themselves. 7. It is believed that they are afraid of commitment and will never commit to anyone. Many people think that these men are afraid of commitment because they are very independent and do not need other people. While it's true that they like their freedom and don't rely on others for emotional support, that doesn't mean they can't get involved. When a Sigma man finds the right partner, he can be very devoted and loyal. He just wants to make sure it fits before committing. He doesn't rush into a relationship just for the sake of it. He's waiting for the right person and won't settle for anything less. He seems to be testing himself to find the right match before committing. Although he may take longer to commit, it's not because he's afraid. It's because he knows his worth and won't settle for just anyone. Sigma men take relationships seriously, so they want to make sure their feelings are mutual before committing to someone. 8. They are manipulative and always looking for ways to promote themselves. Some people think that Sigma men use clever tricks to get what they want or get ahead of others, but they don't do it to control or win power over others. These men follow their passions and dreams. They benefit no one else. They just know very well how to achieve their goals without being difficult. They use their intelligence, humor, and charm to achieve their goals, rather than forceful methods that hurt others. Sigma men don't tend to take shortcuts to success because they like to work hard and earn it themselves. While some may see this as manipulative, it's really just a matter of faith and ambition. They may seem scary or strong-willed, but that doesn't mean they're trying to manipulate anyone. Sigma men do not let others take advantage of them and stand up to any injustice or manipulation. They simply understand how to succeed in life without sacrificing their integrity or the respect of others. 9. They are aloof and independent. Understanding Sigma males requires patience and a willingness to dig beneath the surface. Although they may seem remote or aloof at first glance, their behavior often hides a deeper complexity and richness of character. It is important to understand that guarding them is not a sign of indifference, but rather a defense mechanism that has developed from past experiences and the desire to protect oneself from possible harm. Relationships of trust and mutual respect. Although they can take time to open up, once they earn their trust, they are very loyal and devoted companions. Their selective approach to social interaction stems from a deep-rooted need for meaningful connections, not superficial acquaintances. In a world that often prioritizes speed and surface-level communication, Sigma men exemplify the beauty of slowness and consideration. Establishing a relationship, they appreciate the complexity of relationships and approach every interaction with care and consideration. In trying to understand and appreciate the complexity of Sigma men, it is important to question the misconceptions and stereotypes that cloud our understanding. By accepting their individuality and respecting their need for independence, we can foster a more inclusive and empathetic society, where all personalities are celebrated and valued.